Hello, my name is Sarah Keel, and I am the Executive Director of Renew Clinic. Our mission is to glorify God by supporting the holistic restoration of individuals affected by substance abuse. And we've been going through some of our values. And one of the values I want to talk with you today about is suffering. I know for some of you, you're like, suffering, that's a value? Sounds a little dark or morbid. But yes, suffering. It's a very normal human experience. It is something that has been promised to us in the scriptures that we will experience. The Bible says that Jesus was well acquainted with suffering. And in our American culture, we have come to believe that suffering is bad and wrong and should be avoided. And here at Renew Clinic, we believe that addiction is one way to avoid suffering, to avoid that pain or that thing that we don't want to think about or look at or sit and be with, either because we think we can't handle it, or because it's too scary, or we think it's going to kill us, or it's too despairing that we wouldn't be able to go on. And so one reason we believe people use is to avoid that experience. And of course, addiction brings more suffering in many other ways. But here at Renew Clinic, we believe that confronting that suffering, looking at it in the context of community, knowing that the God who created heaven and earth and all mankind has the ability to handle our suffering and our despair and our guilt and shame. And so we embrace suffering here, believing that on the other side of suffering, there's a great treasure to be found. And one of the only ways that we can find that treasure is to walk through the door of suffering. I know I've experienced that in my own life. I've had to confront some very scary things, very dark times that I did not prefer to walk through. But I learned walking through suffering that there are lessons that I could not have learned any other way. And I learned to have a deeper faith and understanding of God's love and care for me and His ability to handle me and help me endure. And the only way I could have learned that is to actually walk through the suffering that I was avoiding. And so here, we embrace suffering. We know that that's not the end of the story, and we believe it's a gift.